let you know all the little tears gon' come and go. Baby, just gotta make up your mind that every little thing's gonna be alright.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Creator Convo. So in today's episode we have CoasterDan, and this was really interesting for me because I had never really heard of him before, never really stumbled across him. I don't know how on earth I haven't, and I'm really sad that I haven't, because I've discovered in this episode that he is an amazing person, and I was very nervous because I didn't know anything about him, but he was so easy to talk to and he's so genuine, and I feel like I took quite a lot away with me from this episode. Part 2 and part 3 of this episode will be over on Johnny and Sean's channels, so I'll leave all of those links in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and let's go.
Ain't nobody else can relate. Boy, I like that you ain't no threat. I could be tied up with thousand strings.
So we are back with another Creator Convo, and we have Dan joining us this week. So welcome to the Creator Convo.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited. This is like I said before you hit record, it was like, this is weird, like me being on this side. But yeah, it's good. Thank you for having me.
Everybody that comes on says that, and I think it's took us a couple of weeks to get used to it. But it's funny that everyone kind of feels out of control, sort of, especially when like we have the power in a nice way.
I'm quite nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I do live streams every week, and I'm really nervous. I don't know why.
I think everybody's under the same impression that they spend a living, talking to a camera, and then now you're the spotlight rather than, so everyone's watching you, mate. No pressure.
Wow, no pressure.
So to kick us off, do you want to kind of do a bit of an introduction to yourself, and then Zoe is going to hit you with the big questions?
Yeah, well, my name's Danny. I've had a YouTube channel now for about 2.5 years. It started off as Theme Park Family, as some people would know, where pretty much me and my family go around theme parks, checking all the biggest coasters, dark rides, flat rides, and shows. And it was fun. However, it wasn't me. And then I thought to myself, should I just go for it and change my name, change my brand completely? Do I start a new channel? So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll just change the name. And now it's CoasterDan. Now I have content here, there, and everywhere. It's proper random, but at the same time, I also have a weekly podcast called OTT Off the Tracks Viewer Takeover Live, which is awesome. I love it.
They're not very interesting questions, don't get excited.
She says this every single time, and then she'll like belt out an absolute banger. And we're like, well, don't play it down because that was mint.
Be nice, Zoe. Be nice.
Okay, first question. What made you want to start a podcast?
There wasn't many about when I first started Off the Tracks. I started it ages ago, where I had upcoming YouTube creators just coming on my show. And it was great, and people appreciated it. I got a lot of views for it all. I got a lot of recognition for it, and I thought this is fantastic. And I was, as far as I know, I was the only one, if I can remember, that had visuals. There was someone else in America who was doing it, a podcast, but over here, not many people were doing it, especially visual wise. And it was all recorded and everything like that, and it went on for about half an hour, pretty much what we're doing now, and it was good. I really enjoyed it. But I wanted to branch out and, risk everything and make it all live. I'm one of these big ones where if I'm afraid of doing something, I need to do it to get over that fear. And my live streams were absolutely terrible. Or even now, my audio issue, like the other week, my audio issue it's crazy. It was peaking so high that my co-hosts were like, Danny, you're too loud. So it was like, right, okay, let me just turn that down. So even now I still have audio issues, but I'm just one of these things where I have to dive into something that I'm really afraid of. And I think, like I said, going live is a scary thing, really scary. But yeah, it's worked out really good.
Do you think that doing it live makes it like more edgier for you and kind of pushes everybody on because it is live?
Yeah, I think, excuse me, I do that all the time on OTT as well. Sorry. Yeah, I think when I had it recorded, it was all good and fun. And, we had these games and blah, 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 and editing it and all this lot. And then I thought, do you know what? Let's do it live. You can get phone calls in, like have a risk take. No one's ever done that on a podcast, especially visual wise. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. And I think it's good the fact of you got the interaction, because obviously it's viewer takeover. So the viewers take over the show, where it's, I don't know, whether it's ringing in or answering questions, sending us questions, or they send questions prior to the week. So their visuals are on the screen and stuff, so they're part of the show. Even now, the whole of March is going to be the viewers are coming on the show, so there won't be no, like, I don't know, like Jack Silkstone or, you know, Digital Dan or anything like that. It's all viewers who are coming on, just to give them guys an opportunity, a chance. And originally that's what was the plan when Off the Tracks was. We don't want anyone who's a YouTuber up there, whoever's got over 4,000 or 3,000 subscribers. I don't want none of that. I want people, even if you haven't got a YouTube channel, just an Instagram, come on. And that's what that was originally the plan. But obviously it all went a bit, but it's ended up pretty cool, to be fair. But yeah, live, sorry, I moved away.
No, love
it. But yeah, but live itself, I would definitely, yeah, I would never change it. And to be fair, it's just doing this at the moment. It's going up and up and up and up and up, and it's getting so popular at the moment, especially #OneFamily, which is great. But yes, sorry, I talk about 100 miles an hour.
We're terrified of going live.
You've learned from me, mate. You've learned too much from me. When I came on Off the Tracks, I was just like, blah, 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 blah. I'm done. There's my answer. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, just like drop the mic. I'm off.
It's like, I've said it now. I'm off.
Okay, so how did you choose your style, and like what made you want to do it live as well?
The style of it, there's a lot of podcasters out there where, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. Whatever I say, please don't take it as like gospel. But it's static shots. There's one thing like with the human brain that it can only deal with like 5 seconds or 3 seconds or whatever it is of stimulation. So I needed something in my podcast to make it, you know, flash constantly. Hence why there's things going across the screen all the time, or you see like, I don't know, my Instagram and not my Instagram, sorry, my donation and my followers. It constantly spins now and then. And even with camera angles, when someone's talking, it flickers everywhere. Game shows, what I have on as well, it flickers everywhere. So it just keeps the stimulation, and it's hard, especially to keep an audience of 60 people live throughout the entire Off the Tracks episode. That's because sometimes people drop off after 10 minutes. They're like, yeah, I'm bored now. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, well. But to be fair, that figure always stays literally at 60, which is crazy. Never happens. My retention of that video on my off the tracks is something like 93%, which is like, you don't get that in podcasts, which is crazy. But yeah.
I feel as though we need a notepad now, and now you've said that about like spicing up the chats. I'm just gonna do my bit over here now, just to spice up the camera angle.
But some people like this.
The only thing I can
yours.
do is I can put a thumbs up if that sort of spices it up a bit.
There we go. Thumbs up.
But no, to be fair, some people like to just like, oh my gosh, Danny, you're way too hyperactive. You're crazy. I don't like this. So some people just like to sit down, chill, and just watch whatever they're watching. Some people have different preferences of what they want to watch, and obviously the people who watch me like this hyperactive, and some people like, I like to actually, hand on heart, I like to watch out, chill out stuff. It kind of like, it relaxes me. But yeah, I have watched all your episodes of what you guys do. And I like it, and I literally watch it for 33 minutes. Like, yeah, this is actually quite good. Actually, this is quite interesting. All right, then, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of the creators. Yeah, a lot of the creators have got a lot of cool things to say. So, I mean, what we lack in fancy graphics, we make up in epic guests. How about that?
I don't know. It was funny actually, because you was on about with guests and stuff. Do you know what? I'm going off topic. It's your podcast. Sorry.
No, go off topic. We love it. Go off.
Yeah, go. Just go, mate. Go.
But no, I made a video not long ago actually, and you probably know it, Sean, because you actually messaged me about it saying, "Are you copying us?" And I was like, "No." It was Let's Talk YouTube, and I had Dan on, and this whole like collaboration and having people on and stuff. I think it did help people out, thinking like they can bring in huge like big stars. Like I had Harry from CoasterDan on now, and that's great, but it's viewer takeover. He wasn't the main star in it. It was great that we had him on, and I did say to, well, I say to all my guests, and you know that, Sean, where it's thank you for coming on, but you're going to be part of it. It's not you. And people love that. You know, it kind of relaxes the guests. Like, okay, then the spotlight isn't on me.
Yeah,
it's all about the viewers. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. If that makes sense, I don't know.
It was cool to see. Yeah, it was cool to see. It definitely wasn't like, oh, they're copying it. I was like, holy, you know, they're doing something very cool, and that's what we like to see, because it's getting to know people as people rather than, you know, behind the camera, or maybe people who've like hyped up a certain act for them for their channel, and that's not actually them, which we know many creators do that.
Absolutely.
So it's just nice to get to know people for people. And
yeah, what you see here, is what you're gonna get. If I saw you at the park, I'd be like, Johnny, yo, give me a cuddle, man. Or like, you know, Zoe, or you know, or yourself, Sean. So yeah, that's just me. I'm a friend, especially in this whole lockdown. I need to hug people. I'm a hugger. So this is absolutely crazy. So I can't wait. Sorry, Zoe, I forgot what the question was. You said something else.
How did you choose your style?
My style, what, in my videos, or just my personality itself comes across? I don't.
And just like in your videos and.
When it comes to there's a lot of videos, a bit like say Dan's videos, where it's very comical. Now I want comical-ish, but at the same time I want the video to give you value of what you're watching. It's not just me dicking about and saying, you know, I don't know, just messing about or something. I want some kind of value in that, and that's what makes viewers watch you and subscribe to you. As long as you're giving that, you know, that information across, it's great. So I've had chats with Dan before where I've kind of said, like, you know, he's worried about his viewers and this and that, and I've kind of gone, but your channel isn't like it's mainstream. You know what I mean? It's more for your audience of what you do. So people in the theme park world, you know that as well when you're YouTube creators, especially in what industry you're in. It depends. That's why I've got Stream Tech, my other YouTube channel, is because I love my tech. I love everything tech wise, but that is more of how you do this and how you do that, just to bump up my subscribers for that, because that's my second love. But anyway, I still don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, pretty much.
Before the next question, let me just shut the window, because all I can hear is, like, I don't know if it's a police car or something, but something random's going on around here, and all I can hear is that in the side.
You see, with vlogging, with things with vlogs and stuff like that, what I used to vlog a lot. Well, everyone used to vlog until, you know, COVID, but it's I wanted to do with my style, that is like music, cinematic, and kind of look for things for families, hence why the theme park family. So my style of how I worked with that, so it was kind of looking at height restrictions. What is there for someone who doesn't like theme parks but wants to come with the family? So I had to film round that kind of stuff through my theme park family, you know, vlogs and stuff. So I don't know why I said that. Don't even talk about theme park family. I do this a lot. Do you know what it is? I don't like, not awkward silences, but I like to fill in gaps with random stuff, which leaves other gaps. So I'm just constantly like this, talking.
It's how your voice trailed off in sadness there. I think we've got a habit of like grinding guests down, and you've only taken 19 minutes, so this is a record, to be honest. But yeah, Kip Hakes lasted longer, mate. That's all I'm going to say. We grinded Kip down over a period of about 40 minutes. It was just like so positive. Oh,
yeah. Although to be fair, I hand on heart though, people always like take the mix, saying like, you know, #1 theme park family and stuff like that, and I always say no. But you know what? That's where it started off. So yeah. You know, that's how a lot of people, a lot of my viewers, still hold on to me. But you know, I've lost a lot, but I've gained also a lot.
So does all of this come naturally to you, or do you have to like?
Absolutely. The hosting and the whole entertaining, absolutely. I used to be a red coat at Butlins. So it's kind of, I love that kind of stuff. Amazing. Oh, mate, it was brilliant. And then I used to be a holiday rep as well. So that whole entertainment and stuff, yeah. But the whole YouTube, absolutely not. I remember 3 years ago, my son was like, Dad, I want to be a YouTuber. And I went, don't be daft. Shut up and get a proper job, as the father would say. And there's me now, and they're trying to follow me. And yeah, it's. I wouldn't think that where I am now, and I think this is the hand on heart. I think OTT has saved CoasterDan. especially in this whole lockdown, because there's not much we can do at all. And content was like literally like Sean randomly, I don't know, eating chili peppers and stuff. Like, you know, I don't want to be that person. Yeah.
I've done 3 of them already. I've done 3.
It's making me like spend loads of money. Like this Lego thing here, ridiculous, mate. How much it cost me, mate. It took me ages. But this is what this lockdown has done to me. It's made me build random Lego stuff, and yeah.
What does the future hold for CoasterDan and Off the Tracks? Do you have a sub count you want to get to? Is there like a record you want to beat? Whatever.
This is strange because on one of my videos, I said like goals, like subscribers is not a goal in my eyes. I think that because you're relying on someone to get to your goal. And I think straight away you're going to fail instantly because you are now focusing on that. Do you get what I mean? It's hard to explain. If it's a target, then that's fair dues. However, they like your goals are more like I said in the video, learn how to do sound, Danny, or learn how to do your stream deck or cameras, and learn this and learn to edit. They are my goals to make me a better person on my YouTube creating life. So I have loads of tasks. Have loads of targets, but goals, there are so many more goals that I need to do. But with CoasterDan, I can see CoasterDan hand on heart going. But I think OTT will be the new name for CoasterDan because we have got like websites. We've got a team now, believe it or not, in OTT who like the behind the scenes of it all, who get all the questions, you know, get the guests on and this and that. I no longer do that. It's crazy. I know it's madness, but and it's off their back as well. It's like, Danny, I'm bored. Can I help? And I'm like, of course you can. Let's bring in. Let's make this OTT a massive family. So at the moment, OTT. Off the tracks, that is I think it's going to be huge. And the only downfall I have with that is because it's viewer takeover. How am I going to handle saying now I've got 200 viewers watching at the same time, where I've got phone calls constantly, I've got to read all these comments out, or I've got all these questions. How am I going to handle all that? Am I really going to put more pressure on myself doing that? But we'll see. We'll see.
It's a brilliant way of saying that about goals, because like with subscriber count, it's out of kind of your control.
Yeah.
A lot of the time you can put as much hard work into it and gain 1 subscriber if you're lucky sometimes. So I think it's a really good point about if people are watching this and thinking about what their goals for their channel is, maybe think about goals of making their videos in a different style, or improving their kit, or improving their knowledge. But don't worry too much about the numbers, because it's not within your control a lot of the time, to a certain degree.
Exactly. And I think I needed to point that out in the video, what I did, because there were so many people saying, like, you know, I just don't want people to be let down, or they quit after a year saying, oh, my goals, they failed me and that was it. And then they walk off because they didn't hit 1,000 subscribers. Listen, right, let's work on your thumbnails. Let's work on your, you know, the behind the scenes of YouTube. Like, how does that algorithm work? You know, what kind of camera are you using? Why are you using a wide lens? Why shouldn't you use this kind of lens? The lighting itself, what kind of line are you using? You're in a very dark place. Let's fix it's things like that. If you connect it all together, that's when you become. And then your confidence as well in yourself. You know, there's so many people out there who have got so many skills, but they just haven't got that confidence, haven't got that oomph. And I'm like, just do it, man. Just go for it. Who cares? And I've always said that a big believer is when I did my YouTube the first year, I was telling everyone about it. Some people don't even want to tell their mom or dad. They're like, shh, it's mine. No, tell the world. And you know what? Yes, it may be cringeworthy, but you know what? That's when you look at your stuff and think, you know what, I could maybe shorten it an extra 5 minutes. That's another thing as well. Videos, they last on for ages sometimes. You just think, just get to the point, get to the point, get to the point. And I've realized now my videos, it's like the Lego one, what I've just done now. I spoke to my editor and I said, listen, we should have really shortened that down to 8 minutes instead of 11 minutes, because they would take the time, what people were watching that, they were dropping off after 5 minutes because they got bored, or they scroll through. And I knew straight away, and it's a learning curve, this whole you know, editor and myself and talking and blah blah blah. But yeah, it's goals should be about you and what you can bring to the table, not what others can bring to the table. If that makes sense. But
yeah, definitely.
Don't take anything what I'm gossiping. I am not the YouTube king or the ambassador. Just don't put me up there.
What would you say? What as a group, really? What was it's something that interests me? What would you we all say is an ideal time for a vlog, because I always think that there's a reason Coronation Street is 25 minutes long, because it's probably an ideal time for kind of an episode of a soap.
Absolutely.
So is that something we all kind of think about, the length of videos? Or
Absolutely. I think every video, what you should put out, whether it's 10 minutes, you need to think to yourself, I want to shave 2 minutes off that. I think it's it's when you watch a film, like when you watch a video, are you now bored halfway through it? And why are you bored in that? So how can you make, it's things like that. It's all your knowledge as well, what you watch. That's the only way you can do it. There is no book, there is no nothing. It's all about your personal preferences of what you watch, and then you're trying to project that onto other people.
Sean, you're a big you're always about shortening your videos, and even like these episodes.
Well, it's become more apparent in lockdown, because at the end of the day, it's just me and a camera. I was like, how long will people genuinely sit and watch me just talk to a camera? I am not going anywhere new. The only place else I can go is my local park. And they've probably seen that about 10 times already in other videos I've done. So I'm like, how can I just like chop and change it a bit? And like I did the Hex video the other day, and I was like chopping it with various pieces of footage that people had sent me. I was like, okay, I can watch this because it's not me in front of a camera. But every other video that I've done, it's just me in front of a camera. And it's like, I've either got to embellish my personality and make it more positive and hyped, and and have the the personality shine above the content, or I've got to bore people to death and drag this video on for 10 minutes if there's a point that I need to make. So
why are you doing so many videos in the first place? Just out of curiosity.
Daily content, grinding hard, feeding the algorithm, SEO behind the scenes. Got to get to those 5,000 subscribers by 2 years. That's the target. Right, and that's not a target as in I need to get there for personal reasons or anything like that. That's just a target I've set myself, because that's the goals that I set with my movie page. And it's just, I want them to be in line with each other, and then they'll be crossing link with each other in terms of the websites as well. So that's just the goals I've set to maximize my revenue and the businesses that I've got at the moment.
So would you say then your YouTube creator, what am I doing?
Love
YouTube
it.
is more.
Love it.
Excuse me, here it is. No, I'm joking. So would you say that YouTube, because I'm a big believer in stuff like this. Like you've got your YouTubers who think it's like a hobby, it's for fun, blah blah blah, and then you got people who think I'm taking this serious. This is a career for me. I want to make this into my business. My eyes, I'm making this into my business. So everything what I put into it, I put everything into it.
Yeah.
Now I used to be the whole of, I'm just doing it for fun. It's great. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But then I kind of was devaluing myself and my efforts of what I was doing in my videos. So sometimes if you pull that across to the viewers, they don't care then. It's like, well, if you don't care, I don't care about watching it or subscribing to it. Yeah. So it's kind of, if you put all this effort in and stuff, the result will happen. There's no doubt about it, because obviously the audience will say, hang about, you're putting effort into this. You've got a script here, or you've got lighting or whatever it is. I've noticed that in certain YouTubers who I follow, that they've gone up in that aspect. Not myself, but I'm just saying, So I don't know. I'd like to know, Sean, and yourself, so all of you, like, is it kind of a business or is it just for fun?
For me, it's fun, but it enhances the portfolio that I've got at the moment. Like how quickly the channel has grown, and now it's not making great money, it's making part-time income. But I know that if I hit that 5,000 subscriber goal, I keep my watch time up and my retention up, that's going to turn into a nice little tasty earner. Now, back to the movies, I've been working on that for about 6-7 years now, and I know the opportunity that's brought me over the years just from writing a film blog. It's like one of the biggest independent ones in the UK now, and I know I got there because I was working 16-hour days, working for free most of the time, just to try and get this website established. So I've taken everything I've kind of learned from back to the movies and, found ways of shortening those hours whilst putting the same amount of effort, quality, and sort of stuff behind the scenes to try and bring Liftles and Thrills up to the same quality as back to the movies in a shorter amount of time. So that's basically where I'm at. So it's not going to make me a millionaire. Of course it's not. It's YouTube. Like even Mr. Beast could probably struggle to make $1 million sometimes because of how much money he's spending to make those videos in the first place. Yeah. So it's one of them ones where it's not going to make me a millionaire overnight, but if it can enhance not only my portfolio as a content creator or marketing person, whilst I'm delivering cool, unique content at the same time, then that's happy days for me. And that's what I wanted all along. As long as people can see the work that I'm putting into it, even though the quality of the content's not going to be up there with the best of them, you don't always need the best quality content. You said their Theme Park Worldwide. I know there's other big YouTubers that are doing very standard content with very little editing, very little professional look and feel to the videos, but the views and the money that I'm making more than justify the effort that they've put in to get there. So that's kind of where I am.
See, I've had a lot of people say to me like, "Oh, is gear important?" And it's it's one of the, and you know what irritates me when you see the people, when you watch these YouTubers and they will say like, gear isn't important. You've got, and then they're talking on a webcam, but then the next video they're talking on their £1,000 camera again, and it's kind of like, well, if it isn't important, why have you got it in the first place?
Yeah,
that's my argument with. I hate videos like that, but it's one of these things where this whole setup and stuff, I'm it's like an audition, or it's like a job interview. The minute you click on that video, this is what they see. And crap as it may sound, as human beings, we are one of these where we, first impression, the first thing, what's it called? What's the saying? First impressions. Yeah, count. First impressions. Now, if you got like, and it's all like grey, and they were like, what the fuck is this shit? No. And they'll flick it off. So I know what you mean. I think if you can afford it, for example, like Johnny, you've got is it a Blue Yeti snowball?
Yeah.
See, why have you got that? Just out of curiosity. Did you want to just upgrade it?
I didn't have a mic. I saw somebody else using one and I went for it. It's the only reason.
All right, okay then.
That shit on your
Do you want me to go with a better answer?
No, I'm joking. I'm not saying like go out there and get in debt. Far from it, and don't spend shitloads of money if you're just starting out. Don't forget, I've been doing this for like a year now, and I'm making this as my business. So I've invested everything from my super chats to my YouTube as well for the revenue from it, all into this gear to make it, because I want to get up there. So if that makes sense, I don't want to come across like saying, buy everything, get all the, don't do that. Just see how you start off, because you may not enjoy it. You may buy like, I don't know, a grand camera and realize, no, this is not for me. What a waste of money that is. So, yeah.
That's true, because this microphone was quite cheap as well. I think about 70, 80 quid.
Yeah.
That's the thing with me, though. I want people to invest in me as a personality before I take that step. But like I just said, I've seen channels that can do it without making that step. As long as I've got stable video, I remember one day I was saying in a previous video, they took the gimbal off me at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and this video was horrendous. It was like all over the place. No. So that was like the difference, where I was like watching one that we did last year on my movie page compared to one I've done this year. Well, last year, sorry. And the complete stabilization of footage, like not complete night and day. But I want people to invest in me as a person. I think if I got to the point where I was at like,
well, how would they know to invest in you as a person if they've already clicked off your video? If your video, not saying it's poor, but you get what I mean. So unless you have that glowing personality in the first 3 seconds, 5 seconds, they're never going to know that, because they've already clicked off it. Do you know what I mean with the cards? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to go straight in with the positivity. But the thing is, when you mention about watch times, I don't know. I'm not saying that my channel is any better than anyone else's. It's not. I've got a personality. No. I'm positive. I'm enthusiastic. That comes across. People tend to stick around. I talk a lot of shit. People tend to stick around. My watch time is ridiculously high for a small channel, like ridiculously high for a small channel. And that is building up. There's videos that I've posted where I'm literally talking to a camera, no cutaways, talking about Alton Towers potentially reopening April the 12th, even though I said, take it with a pinch of salt. Just me talking to a camera. And ideally, with the algorithm, you should get 10% views of your subscriber count.
Yeah.
Mine went to like 75%. And like, which is like, I was like, it's just me talking to a camera.
Wow. That's cool, man.
And like, not every video does that, but every single video so far, touch wood, is above that 10%.
I do think that the theme park community itself, or whatever you want to call it, it's a very small niche. And it's like, it's more and more of a family. And like you said though, Sean, it's kind of, you are now going to be invested in that person, because that's what the theme park enthusiasts are all about, is this whole community. And we all hook up once a year, and we all like, go on these rides together and stuff. There isn't many places like that, but for mainstream YouTubers out there,
it's hard, because I started this as a bit of a hobby, and that's the mindset that I started. But it's a very expensive hobby, for one. And once you start sort of mixing in circles that I have very fortunately been in kind of over the last few months, and speaking to people, you almost have to start taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And I sort of checked in with myself and said, no, you need to take this seriously, because these people are giving their time, their effort to come and speak to you. People are watching your videos, and ultimately, like, you've got to pay for, if you want to keep doing it, something's got to pay for, unless you're going to fund it all yourself. So I have started to take it more seriously, because you kind of have to.
It's your brand though, Johnny. At the end of the day, it's who you are. It's everything. This is your company. This is your business. This is all about you. So you've got to really put yourself out there, and you do what you have to do to make it up there, you know, and good luck in that, man. No, seriously, dude.
It's all about breaking a niche for me, like, because of the amount of time and years that I've spent watching theme park content. I know what that box looks like.
Yeah.
And when I've got the freedoms to escape from that box, lockdown permitting, of course, and I'm sure as shit gonna do that. Yeah. That's my mentality.
Yeah, man. Do it, man. Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Check out all of the links in the description box, and I'll see you guys next time for a brand new video. Bye.
'Cause ain't nobody like me. Ain't nobody like